Have you ever been told to just be more confident, to just go for it, to just speak more, to apply for that role, to speak to the person you fancy? Well, we can't improve anything we don't understand. So in this video, we're going to look at confidence, what it is, how we can improve it, and then most importantly, how we can keep it. So what is confidence? The biggest misconception of all is that confidence is the absence of fear. I work with big corporations, professionals, entrepreneurs on a regular basis that tell me, hey, look, Frederick, I know this information. It's just that when I get nervous, I start to shake and I don't say it as well. So if we can just get rid of my nerves, then it will be okay. Well, I have some bad news for you. I used to want that as well. I used to want the nerves to go away, but I learned that the nerves will never go away. In fact, confidence is not the absence of nerves. Confidence is your ability to be the best version of yourself in spite of your nerves. 2 weeks ago, I was in Johannesburg speaking at a global conference, and I pretty much speak almost every day to a large audience. And yes, there were 600 people there, but I was super nervous. My heart was pounding, my hands got super sweaty, I started to overthink it. Now, that didn't mean I wasn't confident, it just meant I was nervous. The two are not interlinked. Not wanting to be nervous ever, it's like not wanting to be tired or not wanting to be hungry. These are normal biological experiences that every human goes through. It doesn't really matter how many times you've approached girls or guys. If you find someone you fancy, your heart's gonna beat and you're gonna get a little bit nervous. It doesn't matter how many investors you've pitched to. If you're pitching your new project to a new investor, your heart is going to beat. This is not a sign of danger. It's actually a sign that you care. So, number one, confidence is not the absence of nerves. It's your ability to be the best version of yourself, even when you are nervous. The second thing is, you want to be more confident, right? Well, my follow-up question would be, in what? Because confidence is not universal and is more activity specific. So I am now a confident speaker, but I'm a terrible swimmer. I can't swim. So in water, especially cold water, I have no confidence. You could be a confident swimmer, but that doesn't make you a confident driver. You could be a confident driver, but that doesn't make you a confident chef. And even with cooking, you can cook pasta very well, but you might not be confident making a curry. That's why confidence is activity specific and it's not universal. So your job isn't to just be a more confident person. Confident people don't exist. Your job is to find activities in which you want to grow confidence, because there isn't one person that's just confident at everything. The next thing I want you to do is to think for 5 seconds. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about something you're currently really confident in. Something you're currently really confident in. Maybe you did it today, yesterday. Think about it. Now the next question is, how many times have you done that thing? Usually, quite a lot. And then if I ask you, what's something that you're less confident in? How many times have you done that thing? The truth is, confidence, in its simplest form, is just evidence. Confidence equals evidence. Confidence is asking yourself, if I do this thing, will I be okay? If you did it yesterday, this morning, last week, then you know you'll be okay because you have evidence of it. If you haven't done it before, haven't done it in a long time, haven't done it in this environment, then you haven't got as much evidence. As a result, you haven't got as much confidence. So if in 2026 you want to be more confident, then you simply need to give yourself evidence. And that's why in my programs that I run for professionals and entrepreneurs to allow them to get better at communicating, it's 25% theory and 75% practical, because you have to speak in order to get better at speaking. You cannot teach a kid how to ride a bike through a webinar. And if you or your team want to get better at speaking and communicating, I do have a link in my bio that you can click so we can have a conversation to see how I can help you this year. Ultimately, confidence is not this mythical thing. Confidence isn't about being the loudest person in the room. Confidence is about doing something enough times that you get evidence that you can do it. Think about driving. If you have a driving license, at the start, you probably wasn't a very confident driver because you had no evidence that you could do it. I remember my first 5 driving lessons, I kept stalling, I almost crashed, and I thought, oh, am I ever gonna be able to drive? But once I had done 15 hours, 20 hours, now I've been driving for 12 years, I can do it without thinking. Something that I once wasn't confident in, I can do without thinking. My job is to speak to people. And believe it or not, I was not a confident speaker. In 2021, I was a delivery driver, and that was one of my favorite jobs because I didn't have to speak to many people. I'd just give them their shopping and then get in the van. I didn't have to speak to many customers, didn't have to speak to my managers, just me by myself. And as an introvert, that was a fantastic job. But I knew that I just wasn't fulfilled being a delivery driver my whole life, so I started working on my communication skills. If you're watching this in 2026, that was only 5 years ago. I was not a confident speaker. Now I teach people how to speak as a job, and I just did that because I gave myself enough evidence. Volume is what allows you to get more confident. Now, when you're in a room full of people, the best way to be more interesting is to be more interested. And I find that the people that are the least confident are the people that think about themselves the most. Think about it. You're in a room full of people, you're networking, you're speaking to people. If you think about yourself, if you think about how people are perceiving you, or people are thinking of you, then your confidence is only going to decrease. But the most confident people in those situations aren't thinking of themselves, they're thinking of adding value, they're thinking of helping. And as a result, it allows them to be the best version of yourself. So if you want to be more confident, you want to be more interesting, then you actually need to be more interested. You need to put the spotlight on the people that you're speaking to rather than putting the spotlight on yourself. Now, how do you stay confident? Confidence is just like fitness. It's an infinite game. What does that mean? It means that the name of the game isn't to get it, but it's to keep it. So if you get really fit for that holiday and then you stop going to the gym, you start eating takeaway, what's going to happen to your fitness? It's going to go. If you don't use it, you lose it. Same is true for your confidence. If you don't use it, you lose it. So once you get to a place where you can step into a room and be the best version of yourself, even when you're nervous, because that's what confidence is, you have to continuously put yourself out of your comfort zone in order to keep that confidence. You can do little things every single day. Something I do is when I'm in the lift, I'll just tell my neighbor that I like their earrings or I like their trainers. And these little conversations with strangers allow me to just keep 1% of confidence every day. When I go to the supermarket, if I have a bit more time, I'll go to the till rather than the self-checkout and I'll have a conversation with the person at the till. This will allow me to just keep a percentage of my confidence. And if you do these little things over time, then you can keep that confidence. Because if you don't use it, you lose it. There is a direct correlation with you being confident and your life getting better, especially now that we live in a day and age where attention is the new currency. You have to be confident enough to put yourself out there to apply for the job. Because I know there are times that you've looked at a job spec and think, this isn't for me, so you haven't even tried. If you want to start posting content, I know that you've posted a video before, you've watched it back and you thought, what are people going to think? I don't look cool enough, this looks cringe, and you didn't allow yourself to do that, to build a personal brand. If you want to start a business, a side hustle, you're going to have to get yourself in front of clients and tell them, this is why you should buy this thing. There is a direct link and correlation between you being confident and your life getting better. Because remember, confidence is not the absence of nerves. I still get anxious when I post videos. I still get anxious when I talk. But because I do it anyway, I consider myself confident. So if there's one thing you can do in 2026, is when you feel the nerves, do it anyway. Because confidence is not the absence of nerves. Confidence is just evidence. Now, if you found this video valuable, I need you to like it and subscribe for more banging videos. And I want you to write a comment about the one thing that you're going to do that's going to be out of your comfort zone in 2026.